Welcome back, my fellow friends and Order of the Lobster members, to your daily dose of BS, where the tea is scalding and the shade is, of course, organic, although I don't have a certification, and the celebrities never, ever disappoint in their duplicitness. And even though it's August and well, most everyone has ditched Hollywood for the burning hills of Italy. That is literally, unfortunately, this year. Never fear, they're baloney. It is still here. All right, well, first up, we have the Homemaker Hunger Games, starring Martha Stewart, who I love. Side note, BT dubs, this is a good note to have. If you ever get the chance to get drunk with Martha, do it. She is more fun than a barrel of stoned monkeys trust. Now, that is a story for another day, but I do love my Martha. My favorite ex-con, anti-BS queen, and a woman who could gut you with a cheese knife and still have the crudités out by 7, took on the Duchess of Montecito this week, and I am here for it, all of it. Martha told People magazine she went to a dinner party where who else but Meghan Markle was in attendance. But it's not like Martha hung out with her like wannabe semi-stalker. She said, and I quote, "I didn't really talk to her, really more than say a couple words." Ouch. People magazine then asked Martha about Meghan, quote, stepping into her space with the cooking show. And Martha, God bless her, said, "If you're an actress, it's hard to then transition to a princess and then from a princess into a homemaking guru. It doesn't sort of follow, so go from there." Go from there. That, my friends, is an assassination in 4 words. And this isn't even Martha's first swing at Meghan. Last summer, we should all remember this because it was also genius, she told Yahoo that she hoped Meghan, quote, knows what she's talking about because another quote, authenticity is everything. It is, unfortunately, a lesson Meghan Markle has yet to learn. Now, I am not going to go in on Meghan's birthday shenanigans, all that other stuff. I also just want to tip ye old hat to Princess Eugenie, who, shade for shade, on Meghan's birthday, announced that her daughter had been born 4 days earlier. That's what you get, Megsy, for announcing your pregnancy at Eugenie's wedding. Ouch. Karma. Oh, people do not forget, do they? All right, moving on to NBC and Keke Palmer. And this one actually makes me real mad, so buckle up. It was announced today that Keke Palmer is taking over hosting duties from Carson Daly for The Voice Celebrity. It's great. She's fabulous. She's talented. She's charismatic. She's Keke. I love her. And so what is NBC paying her? About $4 million less than Carson Daly. Yeah, I love it. The hell. Keke is reportedly getting close to $2 million for the big eventized season. That's according to The Sun. And let's just get this straight. A black woman doing the same job as a white man whose personality is akin to a jar of mayonnaise. That's Carson, not Keke. Arguably, Keke has more charisma in her pinky finger than Elle Carson, but that's all right. She gets a fraction of the check. It's groundbreaking, NBC. Good job. Because NBC is claiming that this is because Carson was also a producer on the show, but can't lie, I smell bullshit. Never seen this before. Women, and especially black women, getting paid less and not being offered a chance to produce. Certainly not at NBC, which seems to just kind of be upholding a pattern. Hoda Kotb, Lester Holt. I mean, come on, man. Those two hung around for years, underpaid and overlooked before anyone upstairs noticed them. Hoda only got the Today gig after a producer, a friend of mine, basically staged an intervention with the bosses. And fun fact, that producer slash friend of mine got fired shortly thereafter. Hoda got the chair and still not the paycheck her predecessors got. Yay. Meanwhile, Lester was the only man standing after Brian Williams admitted to fabricating or exaggerating several major things, things you're not supposed to do, like a journalist, and exaggerating things like being in a helicopter shot down by an enemy fire during the 2003 Iraq War, or seeing a dead body float by his hotel room in the French Quarter of New Orleans, and alleging that he contracted dysentery from drinking contaminated water, and claiming to have looked out the window of a helicopter in 2006 and seeing a Hezbollah Scud missile being fired directly underneath him while he was covering the Israel-Hezbollah war back then, not this recent one. I mean, of course, when all this came to light, Brian was quickly ushered off air, and the only man in the building was Lester Holt. And he finally got his shot. And not only did he get a shot, he did really well and actually raised the ratings. Yay. So congrats to NBC on getting Keke for cheap. Somewhere, a suit upstairs is getting a bonus for this, and I hope his printer jams forever with blackberry jam. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what that means. That was a very bad joke. Okay, now on to the next. We're checking in on the geriatric tour apocalypse. I can't even speak tonight. The geriatric tour apocalypse of rock and roll, which is currently held together with cortisone shots and denial. Last night, Barry Manilow abruptly postponed, again, this is a shocker, postponed his Kentucky show just 30 minutes before showtime due to unforeseen circumstances. I mean, I kind of hate to break it to you, but the dude is 83 and in lousy health. The circumstances were extremely foreseen. I mean, look, Barry announced early stage lung cancer back in December. Yes, he's been in and out of the hospital. The surgeries messed with his vocal cords, and doctors reportedly told him he might never sing again. It's a big deal. I mean, this is all Barry is. This is who Barry is. This is his entire identity. So Barry defied the odds and thrilled the Fanilows when he announced his tour would become a Vegas residency, conveniently located near several excellent hospitals, which is the most honest tour routing decision in music history. However, you've seen the clips going around. Uno momento, my friends. We've got to get these up. And it's rough. It's a lot of spray tan, a lot of backing track, a lot of tender mind-the-knees choreography in between actual crotch grabs. I am not kidding. Barry crotch grabbed, while the Fanilows sing the parts Barry can't. Devotion is real. The vocals are also kind of real, unfortunately. Sadly, Barry didn't stick to Vegas, and Barry is not alone. It's an epidemic amongst geriatric dudes, and it is mostly all men we're about to talk about. Every major male rocker over the age of 75 is trying, with varying degrees of success, to put on their own tales from the Crypt tour this summer. I mean, you got Rod Stewart, who's 81, who had to pause a show in Utah for an oxygen tank and said, and I quote, "I nearly effing fainted there. Would you mind if I sit down for this one?" Yes, that was bad. I think it was Australian, but whatever. Rod, honey, please sit down. We insist. Then Lionel Richie, who's 77, got sick mid-show. Oh, God. And had to sit down while attempting to belt out Dancing on the Ceiling. Not kidding. Frankie Valli, who we just saw, 92, shuffled around on stage for a month before finally canceling the rest of his farewell tour because someone needs to call the authorities on his handlers for elder abuse. I cannot believe he was allowed to do that. The Rolling Stones scrapped a stadium tour plan because Keith Richards' arthritis won. Keith Richards, the man who has outlived every prediction, every substance, and possibly several apocalypses, was finally taken down by joints, the regular kind. Aerosmith is staying permanently retired. Shoop, boop. We've got Cinderella's Tom Kiefer, lost his voice entirely. Adrian Vandenberg, who's also in his 70s, of Whitesnake, got hospitalized and canceled his tour. Neil Young and Crazy Horse scrapped their dates because multiple band members got sick. And damn, folks, I mean, come on, man. I know Keith Richards said he wanted to die on stage, but I don't want to see it. No, David Lee Roth, you can't jump anymore. Stay off stage. God, that was so weird. I mean, come on. You know who did it right? Tina Turner. In 2009, after her Tina 50th anniversary tour at age 69, she called it a day and said, "I'm leaving while I'm still legendary." And you know what? She was. I know this. Hold up. Because I was there. Oh, there's Rod with the oxygen max. Check that out. Jeez, a Louisel. All right, we're taking Rod off. This is so bad, you guys. But here's to the legend. My love, my light, Tina. 2009, back when I was a small young child. Yes, I went to go see that tour. And let me tell you what, she was 69. She still ran across the rafters. No harness, no nothing, no safety net, in heels, sang every song, no lip syncing, Barry. No, this woman belted out everything, hung from the rafters. I mean, she was Mad Maxing it up. She was amazing. I, of course, knew some people, so I ended up going backstage. She's lovely. I love her so much. I mean, you guys, this is how you do it. All you gentlemen out there still trying to put on your spandex, just remember Tina. You leave the party while it's still a party. You don't wait for the party to call an ambulance and traumatize everybody in the room. Please be a Tina. Please. Thank you. It's bonkers. All right. Also in the BS stratosphere today, well, we've got the Captain Obvious news of this. Ariana Grande's family says she is, quote, not well. I mean, you think? How could you tell? How did you ever come to that utterly insane conclusion that, I don't know, we've all been saying for years and you've all been slamming us for? Listen, Ariana, go get well, be well. We wish you well. And please deal with yo shiz, because you got some people looking up to you and they are mimicking you. And we can't have that. Not right now. No ma'am, no ham, and no spam. All right, now we've got Angelina Jolie, who is refusing to hand over financial records to her ex-husband, Brad Pitt, whom she is still fighting with, after selling their share of their co-owned winery, Chateau Miraval, to a Russian. He says it was illegal. He had, right of first refusal. She was like, whatever, I couldn't get a hold of you. What? Hold on, Yurgi. Yeah, they've been in court for a long time. Meanwhile, Brad wants the court to make her produce her income from 2017 to 2019 because Angelina claims she, quote, largely put her career on hold and gave up years of compensation after the split from Brad. She apparently agreed to produce records from 2017 to 2021 and then handed over only records from 2020 to 2021 because F you, courts, she's going to do what she wants. But seriously, what is she hiding? If you were broke and didn't work, it should be easy enough. It'd be like, here's my empty screen. But here's the thing. She wasn't. According to IMDB, Kung Fu Panda, she played the snake, Oh, wait, no, she played the tiger. She was the tiger in Kung Fu Panda. Dropped in 2016 and made a fortune. And those residual checks don't stop the second the credits roll. 2018, she also made some bucks as the face of the Mon Guerlain perfume campaign. And also in 2019, she starred in a little movie called Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, another actual hit. So, was she as busy as her peak career years? No. Was her career on hold? Also, no. But enough courtroom shenanigans. She's dragged this out for almost 5 years. Give it a break, Angelina. We done with you. Be done with this before we are all officially done with you. All right, now we come to this guy. Diddy's very slow escape from prison. So Diddy's release date has had more revisions than my first book. And trust me, that needed a hell of a lot of editing. We'll move on. Quick recap. He was acquitted last July on the big charges, sex trafficking and racketeering. We'll move on because that was some BS. In my opinion, that he was acquitted. He was, however, convicted on 2 lesser counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. His original release date was May 8th, 2028. Then it got pushed back to June 2028 because there were allegations, of course, denied by his attorney. What a shocker. That Diddy drank moonshine and made an unauthorized 3-way call. Because when you can't do a 3-way, you got to do a 3-way call, right? Ooh, bad joke. Then the First Step Act moved that release date up to April 2028, then April 15th, then February 23rd, then January 24th. I mean, this guy was speed running his own sentence down. God bless him, right? But then, apparently, he recently got into a full-on brawl because someone insulted him, aka those anger management classes did not work, and boop, he's now back to February 2028, 1 whole month added on to that sentence for brawling. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, in the entire baby oil industry, consider this your 18-month warning. Stock up or evacuate, your choice. I don't care. I know what mine is. And know that unless you are rich, famous, and truly obnoxious, you would be serving your entire prison time and more if you decide to get into fights and swill some homemade brew. Ain't that great? I love how they all get away with it and just keep sliding by. Makes me so happy with our justice system. All right, finally. Yep, we got a footnote. Literally. American Pie's own Jason Biggs, who it seems has joined Quentin Tarantino's foot fetish club. 3 months post-split from his wife, Jenny Mullen, he went on Ego Nwodom's Thanks Dad podcast and announced, I like feet. I appreciate feet. I think feet can be sexy. But let's not just break out all the toes because he does have standards, people. He does not care for a thonged sandal with a heel because the silhouette, he says, is not aesthetically appealing. Nice to know, Jason. Really nice to know. Oh, dear God bless him. Oof. All right, folks. That is it for today on the celebrity front. But there is some house cleaning on the home front. Doug has told me, he's claiming he is mortified by being objectified over the last 2 days and is not only threatening to call his lawyer, but has refused to appear IRL for the time being. So I've decided to give you all a totally casual, non-embarrassing clip of the turd bird that I just happened to make for you. Uno momento. That's right, Doug. Two can play at this game. All right, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate you. Now, remember, hold on, here we go. Like, subscribe, hit the hype. And I will indeed be back with more BS tomorrow. Can't wait. Catch you at 5:30. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, guys.